Imagine
who is that woman?
going to prison
No,
for a crime
that cannot
you did
be.
not commit.
Amina.
And after 15 years,
What happened?
you finally come home,
Amina.
only to find your sister living your life,
What are you doing here? Get
sleeping in your bed, and raising the child they told you was dead. This is the story of Amina.
The prison gate opened slowly. Amina stepped outside with one small bag in her hand. 15 years. 15 years since she had seen the sky without bars. 15 years since she had seen her husband. 15 years since she had seen her little sister.
This was left for you many years ago.
For me?
The guard
Yes.
handed her an old envelope. He said, "Someone left this for you years ago." Amina opened it with trembling fingers. Inside was a faded photograph. Her,
Nobody came
her
back for it.
husband
Daniel,
Daniel, and
Clara?
her younger sister Clara.
You should never come
On the
home
back,
again.
someone had written, "You should never
Why?
come home."
Would someone
Amina
write
froze.
this? Clara,
"No," she whispered.
you should never come
She
home
looked again.
again.
Clara's hand was resting on Daniel's shoulder. Too close. Far too close.
Why?
That evening, Amina stood outside the house she had once built with Daniel. But the house had changed. It was bigger now, more beautiful, and there were children playing in the yard. Children she had never seen before. The front door opened, and Amina stopped breathing. Daniel stood there, older, richer, and beside him was Clara, wearing Amina's old wedding necklace. Clara looked at her. The smile disappeared from her face. The glass in her hand slipped and shattered on the floor. Amina! Daniel turned slowly. His face became pale. No. The little girl looked up. "Mama, who is that woman?" Clara grabbed the child's hand tightly. "No one," she said quickly. But Amina's eyes never left the necklace. The necklace Daniel had placed around her neck on their wedding day. Now it was around her sister's neck. "Why is she wearing my necklace?" Amina asked. No one answered. The silence said everything. Amina walked into the house slowly. Everything looked different, but one thing hurt more than anything else. On the wall, above the fireplace, was a large family portrait. Daniel, Clara, 3 children, smiling, as if Amina had never existed. "What is this?" she whispered. Clara crossed her arms. "You were gone for 15 years," she said coldly.
Daniel, you
"We thought you were never coming back."
It happened though with
Amina
time.
turned
She
to
was helping
Daniel.
me.
"You married
Helping
my
you?
sister?"
By taking
Daniel
my place?
lowered his eyes.
By
"It
living my
happened
life?
years later," he said. "She was helping me with the children." "What children?" Amina shouted. The room became silent. Clara looked away. Then one of the little boys stepped forward. "Papa, why is she crying?" The boy had Daniel's eyes, but he also had something else. Her eyes.
What is
the
your
same
name?
small mark near his eyebrow.
My name is Noah.
The same mark
Noah.
she had.
That is the
Her
name I gave
knees
my son.
almost we gave. Who is this child? Daniel looked nervous.
That is enough. Go upstairs.
But
Now.
But why does he have my eyes, Clara? You are imagining things. No, I know you. And I know when you are lying.
Later that night, while everyone slept, Amina entered the small storage room at the back of the house. It used to be her room for sewing. Now it was full of old boxes. She searched through them quietly. Then suddenly she found it, a small blue baby blanket, the one she had wrapped around her son the day he was born. Amina covered her mouth. Her baby had died 15 years ago. At least that was what Clara had told her. You lost too much blood, Clara had said back then. The baby didn't survive. But why was the blanket still here? And why did that little boy have her eyes? Just then, she heard footsteps. Clara was standing in the doorway. "You should not be in here," Clara said.
You should not be here. Amina. Tell me the truth. Why is Noah 15 years old? Why does he look like me? That boy is mine, isn't he? You are mad. Am I? Or are you afraid? Afraid of what? Afraid that the truth is coming out. You destroyed everything. You went to prison. You left us. No. I was sent there.
The next morning, Amina could not sleep. She sat alone in the kitchen. Then an old woman entered slowly, Daniel's mother. She looked weaker now, but when she saw Amina, tears filled her eyes.
My daughter. You knew, Mama. I wanted to speak, but I was afraid.
Afraid of Clara?
She threatened me.
With what?
She threatened me.
Killed that man.
With what?
Amina froze. 15
Your
years ago,
son.
Amina had gone to prison for killing a stranger
Your
during a
child did
robbery.
not die.
But she had always sworn
No,
she was
please.
innocent.
I saw
No
Clara
one
that
believed
night.
her, not
She was
even
wearing your
Daniel.
clothes.
The
There
old
was
woman
blood.
grabbed Amina's hand. "I saw Clara that night," she whispered. "She was wearing your jacket." Amina stepped back. "No." She came home covered in blood. The old woman cried. "She begged me not to tell anyone. She said if you went to prison, Daniel would stay with her." Amina could barely breathe. Her own sister. She had stolen her husband, stolen her child, and stolen 15 years of her life. At that exact moment, Clara appeared at the top of the stairs. She had heard everything. Her face was white. "Don't listen to her," Clara shouted. But the little boy was standing behind her. He looked frightened. "Mama," he whispered. Then he turned slowly toward Amina. For the first time, he looked at her carefully.
Why do I look like
Why do I
her?
have the same eyes as her? No one answered. And for the first time in 15 years, Clara looked afraid of losing everything. That afternoon, the house felt colder than ever.
Clara,
Daniel
look at me,
stood in the
please.
living
Tell
room
me
staring
that
at
this
Clara.
woman is lying.
"Tell me she's lying,"
trying to
he
destroy
said.
this family.
Clara
Watch
shook
your
her
words.
head violently.
Do not
She
look
wants
at
to
her.
destroy this family.
Look at
But
the
Daniel was no longer looking at Clara. He was looking at the little boy, at Noah. The same eyes, the same mark near the eyebrow, the same smile Amina used to have. "How old is he?" Amina asked quietly. Clara said nothing. "How old is he?" she repeated. 15, Daniel whispered.
carefully.
Amina closed her
How
eyes.
old is he?
15. Exactly
He is
15. The
15.
age her son would have been. Her legs almost gave way. "You told me my baby died," she whispered to Clara. Clara looked away. "I had no choice." "No choice?" Amina shouted. "You stole my son." Noah stepped back slowly. "Mom," he said, looking at Clara. But Clara could not even look at him. Then Amina walked upstairs.
nobody stopped her. She entered Clara's bedroom, and there, inside the wardrobe, she found a locked wooden box. The key was still hidden in the same place Clara used when they were children, under the mirror. Amina opened the box. Inside were letters, dozens of them. Letters Clara had written over the years. One of them made Amina stop breathing. Dear Daniel, I know you still miss Amina, but she is never coming back. The child is safe. One day he will call me mother, and you will forget her forever. Amina's hands began to shake. Then she found another letter. This one had never been sent. If anyone ever discovers the truth, tell them Amina was crazy. Tell them prison changed her. Amina heard footsteps behind her. It was Daniel. Without a word, she handed him the letters. As he read them, the color disappeared from his face. My God, he whispered. That night, everyone gathered in the living room. Daniel, Amina, Clara, Noah, and the other children. The letters were spread across the table.
Clara,
You lied to me for
answer me.
15
Did you
years,
lie to me
Daniel
for
said.
15
Clara
years?
burst into
loved you.
tears.
I did
I
everything
loved you,
because I
she
loved
cried.
you.
I loved you before she did. So you destroyed her life? You sent her to prison? Clara looked at Amina. For a moment, there was only silence. Then Clara finally whispered, Yes. The room froze. Noah stared at her. What? Clara's tears fell faster. That night, I followed your mother. There was an argument. The man tried to attack me. I pushed him. He hit his head. I panicked. So I took Amina's jacket and left it there. Daniel stepped back as if he had been hit. And the baby? Baby? Amina asked. Clara closed her eyes. When you fainted after giving birth, the doctor told me your son was alive. I told everyone he died. Then I raised him as my own. Noah began to cry. You're not my mother? Clara reached for him, but he moved away. No, he whispered. Then he turned to Amina. Are you?
Yes.
Amina looked at him.
I am.
For 15 years, she had dreamed of hearing those words. She nodded
My
slowly.
son.
Yes. Noah ran into
My
her arms,
child.
and for the first time in 15 years, Amina held her son again. Daniel fell to his knees.
Amina.
I'm sorry, he said. I should have believed
I am
you.
sorry.
But Amina did not
I should have
answer
believed you.
because some pain is too deep for words. The next morning, Clara was gone. Her room was empty. The necklace was lying on the bed. Beside it was a letter. By the time you read this, I will be far away. I know none of you will ever forgive me. I wanted Daniel. I wanted the family. And after a while, I no longer knew how to stop lying. Tell Noah I did love him, even if I did not deserve to be his mother. Daniel lowered the letter slowly. Noah said nothing. He looked out the window. I don't want to see her, he whispered. 3 weeks later, the police reopened the old case. Amina was finally declared innocent. The news spread across the city. People who had insulted her for years suddenly apologized, but nothing could give her back the 15 years she had lost. One evening, Noah found her sitting alone outside. You're sad, he said. Amina smiled weakly. A little. Noah sat beside her. You lost 15 years, he said. But I found you. Amina looked at him. Then she pulled him close. Behind them, Daniel stood silently in the doorway. He wanted to speak, to apologize again, to ask for another chance. But he knew some betrayals can never be undone. Amina looked at him one last time. Then she turned away. Because the saddest part was not that her sister stole her husband, or that she lost her home, or even that she went to prison. The saddest part was that the people she loved most had believed the lie, and by the time the truth came out, it was already too late.